Okay, Christina here to listen to some music. And today's music selection is Take the Long Way Home by Supertramp. So this is one of those bands that I really know nothing about. In fact, I really had not even heard the name of this band until I started this channel. I know that's weird to a lot of you out there, and for those of you that are fans of this group, I apologize. I've heard of Super Freak, but I think that's a song, Super Freaky. So this is different. This is a band, Supertramp. Okay, I was told that they are from London, I think, and that the band started around 1970. And that this song, Take the Long Way Home, is from around 1978 or 79. Maybe I've heard this song before. If I have, I certainly haven't taken a close listen to it. But this might be one of those puzzle pieces that I'm meant to fill in here with this channel. So we'll see. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Patreon, Coffee, become a channel member. It all helps the channel. And I can't do this without all of you helping me and guiding me in this musical journey. Again, I'm a professional musician, classically trained, vocalist, instrumentalist, composer, professor. So we talk a little bit about everything diving into this music. And it also helps me fill in the gaps of all the stuff I missed when I was focused on all my classical training. I do know a little bit of late 80s pop and early 90s grunge. But other than that, I have a lot of catching up to do. So, enough talking. Let's listen. So I'm listening to the official audio. And I do already see a very interesting photo, I'm assuming for the cover of the album. And it's looking through an airplane window of a very cheerful sort of looking waitress holding up a glass of orange juice in front of what seems to be the Twin Towers in Manhattan, but it's all made up of dinner plates and stuff. She's holding a menu, breakfast in America. Okay. Well, I still don't know what to expect. So, let's not delay any longer.
Oh, it's
right, I'm going to stop it there because that's the chorus. We've heard it at least once already. I'm going to rewind it though and listen to the middle of this again. I got to go back and hear that saxophone harmonica stuff again. That was really funny. And maybe catch the claps. Did you see it caught me? I was like, I'm going to join in and clap. And I went to clap one more. I was like, oh, dang it. It was time for the violins to come back in. Okay. So obviously I'm enjoying myself here. I have not heard this song before. I had no idea what to expect from this group, except just recently when I learned that the London ties and then the early 70s, I was thinking, oh, well, maybe this plays into the theme that I've had on the channel recently of progressive rock. And I believe that this definitely fits into this category. I have to say that I'm really becoming a fan of prog. Well, that's P-R-O-G. I also like the city of Prague. It's a beautiful city, but progressive rock. If you know, you know. This is just a great song. Take the Long Way Home. I need to check the lyrics in just a second also, just to double check. I'm enjoying all of the sounds of it so much that I'm losing some of the lyrics. I think I'm getting the idea of what it's about, but it's just so enjoyable. Like, I wanted to clap along. There's something very pleasant about it, something very energetic about this song. I would just listen to this anytime for a pick-me-up or on a road trip or just like driving to the grocery store. I don't know. This is really a great song. I was a little concerned about where it was going in the very beginning because I heard the string sound. And again, I'm not sure if that's what's it called? Mellotron? Or if it's real strings. It sounded like real strings, but I've been fooled before. And it was sort of coming like a really slow crescendo, taking its time to really rev up. And I was like, what's going on? But there was nothing to be concerned about. Then when everything jumped in, and this is just so playful and enjoyable. The harmonica, love it. The string sounds, the sort of effervescent beat, and the vocals. The singer's voice is carefree, easy. He's making it sound easy. You know you're doing a good job when you make what you're doing musically sound and look easy. Because it's not. It's a craft. It takes time to develop. The way he's singing, he's got that higher range and very much in tune. And I'm catching a lot of the words, but again, there's a lot to take in here. So I need to check those lyrics and double check that I'm catching on to the overall thing. So I heard something in Romeo playing a part in a picture show. The joke of the neighborhood. She used to be so nice. Lonely days turn to lonely nights. You take a trip to the city lights and take the long way home. So I'm not sure if that's metaphorical or if it really does mean just out for a drive just to get things off of your mind. Okay, so this is a little bit of a paradox here because I am getting the idea from the sound, from sort of the atmosphere of the piece, the aesthetic, that it's sort of happy and carefree. But reading the lyrics, it's kind of a sad tale. This person is talking about their wife and, you know, it sounds like they're not doing well together in their relationship. And so this person is trying to find a way to deal with that. And I'm not sure if taking a trip to the city is just to see the city lights or to, you know, see the city lights and maybe have a little fun in the city that maybe they feel bad about. I'm not sure. Yeah, so you took the long way home. Who's to blame if you're not around? You took the long way home. Well, either way, it sounds like there's a relationship that's not working out or a lifestyle that's not working out. And this person is either trying to find a way to escape it or trying a way to survive it. Regardless, I think I have an idea. It's sort of about searching for freedom and maybe having a little bit of regret of the consequences that come from that. But at the same time, if you're not happy, you know, you have the right to search for things that make you happy. And, you know, if you're unhappy in life, try to make things better. Make some changes. Okay, so is this a happy song? yes and no. And either way, I love the energy of it. The word carefree just keeps coming to my mind. So I'm just going to roll with that. All right, let's back it up and hear the middle section here. I have to hear the solo section, and then we'll finish it on out.
Lonely days turn to lonely nights. You take a trip to the city lights and take the long way home. Take the long way home. You never see what you want to see. Forever playing to the gallery. You take the long way home. Take the long way home. When you're up on the stage, it's so unbelievable.
Excellent ending. Love it. I've said this on previous reactions that sometimes I get a little picky on how songs are ended because not everybody can do it well. That was an excellent ending. It was sort of a fade out and a winding down all at the same time, and it was really, really well planned. All the way to where they held the tonic, which is the key that it's in, and then the harmonica was down here, and it almost sounded kind of unresolved, almost. Oh, that was so much fun. And the echo, the reverb that came in at the end. Oh, so many wonderful things. Okay, right there towards the end, I heard the harmonica come in, and I was like, the blues, he's singing the blues. Okay, that's why there's a harmonica. Right. But I don't know if there's a harmonica in other songs by this band, but here it's so appropriate because this person is unhappy in their relationship, trying to find a way through it or a way out of it. So the harmonica needs to be there to help sing those blues. That makes total sense. I really like this guy's voice. Again, I don't know any of the names of the people in this band. I don't know how many people are in the band. I'm still researching everything. And I do sometimes ask, like, do I need to know things going into this ahead of time? You know, I trust what people are saying. And if it's okay to go into it a little bit blindly, then I will. And so I think this is one of those that I can just sort of let the details kind of reveal themselves as I go along here. This was just a really fun introduction to this group. And I like this band. I really have enjoyed all of the progressive rock bands that I've been listening to on the channel. It reminds me a lot of Yes and a little bit Jethro Tull, but I'm just getting to know those bands as well. Also, and this is not on the channel, but I do know some of Elton John's music, and this sort of sounded like, you know, Rocket Man. I know some of his more famous songs. And then I know some of the stuff he did for Disney movies and stuff later on. There has to be some influence there. His voice, so I was talking about the lead singer's voice. It's so clear and soothing and so well in tune. And his diction is very clear. I can understand pretty much every word he's singing. I love all the harmonies. I loved all of the harmony structure in this song, especially the oohing and ahhing stuff at the end. That gave me the chills. That was really, really, it was pretty, actually. It was really nice. There were little tiny bits all the way through where it was mainly the vocalist singing that solo voice. But then there would be a couple of little perfect added harmonies where it's just a few notes above where it goes with it. And I love that kind of addition. That's part of the balance that it takes to make a really good composition of music. You can't have it be the same, and you can't have too much variety. It's got to be just the right balance. And so this song added in, you know, the producing of it, the mixing of it was just right. Some of those harmonies coming in here and then again there, not too close together, not too far apart. And then that big chord vocal section at the end, it was really, really grand. It was wonderful. And then I really, really appreciate all of these soprano voices in this song. So first, there's the lead singer. He's got kind of a higher range. Then we have what I believe is a soprano saxophone, high range, almost like a clarinet, but I think it was a soprano sax. And then the harmonica is really high. Then it even starts and kind of ends with those high violin notes. There was plenty of bass to it, like especially the support that came from the drum beat and from the keyboards. And I think there were some guitars in there. I have to go back and listen. There was just so much. So it wasn't all high notes, of course. There was that lower structure. You have to have that again for that balance. But the sound of it was so rich and it was so well balanced. I really felt swept up in it. And maybe that's why before I had the chance to look at the lyrics completely, that I was thinking maybe this was a happy song. I'm thinking like, you know, you're enjoying your drive. And so instead of just going straight home, you take a few extra turns and take the long way home because you're just having a nice moment and maybe the window's down and the weather's nice and the breeze is nice. And that was my first take from this. But then again, looking at the lyrics, then there was a little bit more trouble in paradise meaning behind all of the lyrics. But of course, that's totally fine. It all plays into what you can take as the listener from this song. So let me go back just a little bit. I want to hear the beginning again because I swear that some of that sound in there, the high, that it's string sounds, violin sounds. But I don't know. There's that mellotron sort of keyboard. It could be partially electric. It was really keeping me on the edge here. Just at this beginning part, I got to hear it again. Let's see. See, it sounds kind of warbly, like electronic to me. Like the vibrato is not quite right. And then there's that intro. The octaves in the keyboard. And then that second up here. So we have one note up high and then the next note down. So let me demonstrate. So it's a C natural, but it's actually way up high. Way, way, way up there. We call that the stratosphere sometimes on string instruments, where it's really, really close to the end of the fingerboard. But then after a little bit, we hear a second string line, and it's a whole step down. So we have, and then we hear a B flat. Or way up high, it's, and then B flat. So we hear that, but again, it's a little bit electronic, so I'm still, maybe it's a mix of both, but I'm still not completely convinced. Okay, and let's see if we can make that sound match. Where's that B flat? Yeah, and so then it just fades. They go from the C to the B flat and down to a G. And then it sort of fades out just in time for the harmonica to come in and the solo voice. Oh, it's so well put together. And the way the drum beat slowly comes in with a little tick, 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 tick. Just, it's so good. Okay, so I also wanted to get into the thick of it, where it's just so nice and rich. Let's see if we can find that.
Lonely days turn to lonely nights. You take a trip to the city lights and take the long way home. Take the long way home.
Okay, so what is so impressive here to my ear is the percussiveness in the piano. So I hear the drum in the background, but those chords on the piano, the chords themselves are played so hard onto the keyboard, and there are so many notes in each of the chords. So a chord typically has 3 notes, and that person is really, really catching all 3 notes and maybe even adding a few with as many fingers as you have. There's something dependable and comfortable and happy about it. So let me forward into it a little bit again, where it's just so playful and so thick and rich. Okay, and of course there's that excellent solo part. Love it. And I hear the organ in the background too. That whole section there is just, every single register is covered, from the high notes in the middle and all the way to the bass. That's the richness of it. I keep saying that word, but it's so true. Just like when you're driving somewhere and the scenery is there and you're taking it all in, there's just so much for the senses. It's the same feeling, but through sound. And I love it. It's so much fun. Let's back it up here just that little bit again, the richness of it. Feel the wind blowing through our hair, watching the beautiful scenery. And then we can hear a little bit of the solo section. So there's that little string sounding line in there. It's a little bit lower. So this would be, if strings were playing it, it would be, you know, the second violins, violas, and cellos. And it's just a really fun line. I am sure, I mean, surely this band has done some concerts with an orchestra. And I can also see written in the music that we would have to put our bows down and do that little clapping, take the long way home, you know, whatever that little part is where you have to do the clapping and then pick our bows back up and our instruments back up in time to play again. I can totally see that written in the part. But this little line here is really fun. I want to catch this again.
Does it feel like your life's become a catastrophe? Oh, it has to be. When you look through the years and see what you could have been, oh, what you might have been. Had more time. So when the day comes to settle down, well, who's to blame if you're not around? You took the long way.
Oh, so good, so good. All right. Now I want to go to the end because the end to me was really special. Let's hear this fantastically planned ending. The vocal chorus.
Long way home,
And this winding down.
long way home, long way.
Vocal retard is just a little bit of a rallentando, just slowing down. And the reverb. And see, that's tonic, and then the harmonic goes down there. And then fades out on a pitch bend on the way out. Oh, oh, that's so great. Oh, this was so much fun. Oh, I loved it. Okay, that was Supertramp. Take the Long Way Home. Loved it. This was fun. All of the sounds and the richness and the well planned out composition. It's just, to me, it still represents a happy moment. Like maybe that person who's kind of unhappy is somehow able to make a quick escape into their imagination or just, you know, letting their heart and their brain rest from whatever ails them. So you can still look at it as sort of a breath of fresh air and a moment of relief and happiness. So if there is any other kind of metaphor that goes in with this, or, you know, so be it. But that's what I took away from it. And I can imagine, you know, back in the 70s having, though I guess it would be mostly almost pretty much in the 80s, because if this came out in 78 or 79, having the radio on in your car or, you know, at the pool or I don't know, wherever, and having this song come on and just enjoying the moment listening to this song. It is just, it brings joy. So to me, it was happiness. So I enjoyed it. This is definitely one of those songs that I wish I would have heard a long time ago and been able to enjoy it all these years, but better late than never. Okay, and definitely make suggestions as to what else by this band I should listen to. I have the feeling this is just the beginning, and it's kind of the same as for a lot of these bands that I'm hearing. It's just the beginning. So please help me on this journey, figuring out the best pathway. If you don't hear your favorite right away, just be patient, because I'm sure we'll get there soon enough. This channel is still just almost brand new, and we're having a good time, and we'll get to everything as best we can. But until then, thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey. Don't forget to do all the things. Like and subscribe, Patreon, Coffee, become a channel member. Leave a comment. I try to read all the comments. Just be part of the fun. And as always, I always end my videos saying that you don't have to be perfect. Just be okay and keep listening.